mentioned open houses. Who here likes to do open houses? Okay, Evo, Roseanne, anybody else from the Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
And so part of what I do is a lot of role playing, which we're going to do right here, right now. So I'm going to call who said yes on the internet?
Amber and then
Amber.
Mercedes.
Okay. So let's start with Amber. Amber, let's pretend I am a buyer. I'm walking into your open house.
On the spot.
On the spot, right here. Go.
Hi, how are you doing today? Or hi, welcome in.
I'm hot. That's what I'm doing. I'm just
You're hot?
so hot. Ugh.
Well, come in and escape the heat. We got the AC running
Yes.
in here.
Thank you.
What brought you in here today?
Oh, I saw the signs on the road, and so I thought I'd wander in and, just see what's going on.
Oh, nice. Well, are you in the market? Are you looking to buy a home right now, or are you just kind of like looking around,
I don't know.
like seeing
Maybe.
what's out there?
Not sure yet.
All right.
By the way,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
tough. I'm going to make this super tough for you, and I'll tell you why. I would rather you fuck it up in here than out there. If you fuck it up out there, it's going to cost you money. If you do it here, we're just going to make fun of you for a few minutes, but that's it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just kind of looking around. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet.
Okay. Well, how long have you been looking around?
A couple weeks here and there. Open houses, internet, stuff.
Have you spoken with any other agents or gotten in touch with any other agents to start looking at homes, or
Yeah,
just?
give me quite a few. Whenever I wander in an open house, someone's always trying to get me to do something. So, there's that.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I was gonna say, if you need anything, you can take a look around the house. We have this survey. The owner likes when people fill out. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at this.
You're good.
We have a survey. You can take a look around the house and write anything down that stands out to you, or I'm sorry,
That's
I can't.
No, that's okay. This is exactly what I was hoping for, because if you're nervous now, that means you're 10 times more nervous in a home. And so I'm going to teach you some techniques right now, going forward, that everybody can use immediately. So before we start, though, I want to just, and this is going to be like, listen, these classes, if you decide to hire me, this is how it's going to look really. And it's like intense in the sense that like, we're going to open you up, essentially get you like, I hate to use the word, but naked, and we're going to dissect everything that you do, everything you say, why you say it, how you say it, and when not to speak. So who wants to jump in and critique Amber's performance?
Sure, I will. Well, the first thing I want to say is I think Amber did really good, and I appreciate you volunteering, because it's always difficult talking to people.
Agreed.
Especially like doing it in front of a bunch of other people that do the same thing as you do. I think overall, I think the only thing I would say is more so you seemed unsure, but other than that, I mean, like you sounded good, like you sounded like you sounded nice, and I mean, just more like more uncomfortable. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
That's okay. We're gonna get you comfortable so that you could just do this like 100 times a day and not even like, you could be like filing your nails, be like, all right, cool, thanks for coming, and whatever. That's where I'm gonna get you. Okay. Anybody else want to offer some insight? Come on, we can do it. All right. I'm just gonna call on Dean then. Dean, what do you think?
So I think Amber, if she just kind of go with the flow, I can understand the hesitation and such, because I do the same. But if you just kind of talk to the person like you've known them, kind of thing.
That's it. They're your friend. They're your friend. That's how the image should be, is this is my friend, how do I help you today? How do I get you from here to
Right.
there? So, okay, all right, Dean, and seems like I'm just gonna call on people because nobody really wants to do it. So Mercedes, okay, Mercedes, what did you think of Amber's performance?
She sounded like me. Literally, like, the doubt, like the doubt in our in how we're asking the questions question because we are kind of like unsure if are we being too aggressive, are we being not aggressive enough, maybe saying the right thing, not the right thing.
Sure.
But that's what, the only thing I have to say is that that's probably pretty much how I sound.
Okay. Well, let me put everybody at ease and tell you that even though you are newer agents, I have seen agents who are 20 years in the business completely fuck everything up. Like, this is, no, I'm dead serious. I mean, I walk into open houses sometimes and I'm like, these are people I know, and I'm like, wow, man, I wouldn't buy a bag of chips from you, you know? So, okay, now I'm gonna be the agent, and you guys, who wants to play with me?
Oh, that's an interesting.
Let's do Shelly. Shelly, are you on?
Shelly just jumped on.
Oh, okay, then let's use Michaela, she's right here live.
Yeah, let's give her, yeah.
Okay, all right, so I'm the agent, I'm walking into Michaela's open house.
You're the agent?
You're the
I'm the
agent.
agent.
I'm walking into your house.
Sorry, I'm the
Alright.
agent. So, okay, so ring the doorbell.
Ding dong.
So I would literally walk up to the door and peek out and go, what are you trying to sell me today? Girl Scout cookies? Who are you?
You're gonna
I'm just
play,
kidding,
yes.
come on in, come on in.
Playful.
Yeah, come on in. Hey, Michaela, my name is Faisal. What brought you, like, how did you come here?
I found it online.
Yeah?
Down the street from me, wanted to see what was going on in the neighborhood.
Got it. So you live here in the neighborhood.
Currently,
Are you renting or do you own?
renting.
Renting. Do you like renting?
No,
No.
who does?
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised, Michaela.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people like to rent because they go, I don't want to get tied in, or I don't have a down payment, or pick a reason they'll tell you. Okay, and so you live in the neighborhood. How long have you been here in the neighborhood?
Couple years.
Yeah, and you like the area?
No,
No, tell me why you don't like the area.
it's too busy and loud. Trying to get out of the main city. See what the
Ah,
surrounding neighborhoods are like if it's better.
got it. So you're not really a metro kind of person.
No.
No. So if you had to paint a picture of what it would look like where you want to live, tell me what that looks like.
Far enough away that I have peace of mind, but close enough that I can get where I want to be.
Okay. So
Conundrum.
no, not at all. It's just a matter of finding the right spot for you. And so what's your price range?
500.
Okay. All right. We're gonna take a quick time out here. So what did I do? What did you see? What did you pick up on that I did that was different?
I would say that she said she lived in the neighborhood, and then you got her to expand on the neighborhood and what she did or what she didn't like, and then you basically like went into a conversation like, where would you rather live if you didn't want to live here? Like you were just expanding on the conversation. I don't know how to.
Yeah, no.
but
That's
yeah.
absolutely right. So what I refer to that is okay. I ask a question. Whatever the answer is, doesn't matter. Whatever the answer is, that's my next question. So my first question was, how did you get here? I live in the neighborhood. Oh, cool. Are you renting or are you buying? Or are you a homeowner? Because then that will give me a different question to ask later. So I literally just let her answer, and I asked the following questions based on her answers. I had no preconceived anything. And the other thing that I want to point out is that once I started chatting with her, the house went away. It wasn't about this house. I've been doing this for 28 years, you guys. I don't know any agent, and of course some will tell you here and there because it's a small number, but rarely do we as agents sell that house at an open house. We're there to pick up new deals, new leads, new listings from homeowners in the area, that kind of thing. So focus less on the house and more on the person, because they're like really there to, they don't know it, but they're kind of interviewing you. They're kind of seeing, because they've been to many open houses, and everybody does the same thing. Look at this great kitchen, and they're like, I fucking hate this house. Why are you showing me this? Versus, so tell me, what do you think about the kitchen? Like, what would you change in here? I hate the stove. Okay. And then you just start expanding on that, right? Next thing you know, they're your friend, you're their confidant, and they're sharing information with you, and the house itself literally has now gone away. So it's no longer about the house. How did that feel to everyone? Is that something that felt good to you, or was it like, ooh, scary?
Seems very natural, at least to me.
Okay, McKaylee said it felt kind of natural.
I
Roseanne?
agree.
Natural.
It's easier just to talk to people.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, mind you, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please.
Okay, so in that scenario, I feel like what happens to me a lot is when I go into that, oh, welcome, et cetera, and then I tend to ask, are you currently working with a real estate agent? 99% of them say yes, and they probably aren't.
They're lying to you, I promise.
I don't know, like, at that point, do you still go to the next level of doing things as
Absolutely.
before?
Okay, well, let's play that
Or
out.
do you leave it alone?
No,
Okay.
let's play that out. Is it Amber or Shelley? Who's talking?
That was Mercedes, I think.
Mercedes?
Yeah.
Mercedes. Okay, so let's play that out.
Here, let
So-
me be I'll be the person with an agent.
Okay, so he's the I'm the agent
Yes.
and he's the
I
guy
was down
walking
here, so
in.
it's in the front of the camera.
Okay. All right.
Just me coming into the house.
Okay.
This is the door.
Make your grand entrance. Come on in.
Oh, hello, hi.
Hi there. My name is Faisal.
Oh, sorry.
You don't shake hands?
Yeah,
Can we do
there-
that?
yes,
Cool. All right.
perfect.
Thank you very much for coming. What's your name?
Evo.
Evo, nice to see you. Evo, so I see you're already looking around.
Yeah.
We are
yeah.
in the living room. That's my real estate thing right here.
This is
We are
good.
in the living room.
Is there a reason there's no furniture in here? Or?
Yeah, it's a vacant home.
Oh, okay.
No one
That
lives
makes
here.
sense. Did they want to put stuff in here? Or?
We have a conversation going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let me ask you a quick question, Evo. Tell me what brought you in today.
I was just doing my daily jog, so I thought I would just, stop by.
Stop in.
I saw the sign out front.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So clearly something's working.
Yeah, yeah.
We're here.
It was a really loud sign. I'm part of the HOA,
Yeah.
so I thought it was kind of obnoxious.
Okay, so we're not going to get in trouble, are we, Evo?
No, I think it's
I
fine.
mean, maybe I'll give you
seem-
water after
seem okay.
your long jog. If
Yeah.
that'll help some.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Okay. All right. So
Well, I'm just gonna look around and.
yeah. Tell you, I tell you, Evo. You look. I'm going to be right here behind you,
Okay.
and I'm not going to hover. But if you have questions, I'm right here with you.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. So now we're going to walk into the kitchen.
Yeah, now we're in the kitchen.
So Evo, tell me about this kitchen. What's your favorite part of the kitchen? What do you hate? What do you love?
Yeah, I don't like this kitchen at all.
Tell me what you don't like.
It just looks old. It's dated.
Mm.
What's the price?
This price is $689.
Oh,
Is that too high or too low for you?
well, for this, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not even updated.
It
My
could
friend
use some
sold
love.
his house,
Uh-huh.
and it was fully updated.
And you didn't call me, Evo? Come on.
What was my friend?
Okay, I'll let you slide on that one. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So 689 didn't kind of bother you, but it was just this particular house.
Yeah, this is not worth that.
So if there was a different house that was at 689, but it was fully updated, that might catch your attention more.
Yeah, well, I have an agent, so
Okay.
he's sending me ones that match that are not outdated.
Sure. Let me ask you a question about your agent. Is it agent friend or just agent?
It's just an agent.
Just an agent.
Yeah.
Got it.
Family friend. We've used him for a long time.
Define long time.
Years.
Years. So I'm just gonna come out and ask you that. Do I have a shot at this or not really?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, thank you for being honest with me. That's it. Look, you're gonna either win or you're not, and you have to know when.
That's a
the
good
box is.
question, though.
That is-
That's a good question.
That's when you
I
have
didn't
to
think
know
that.
when-
You
you have to know when
you
the
gonna
cutting
change
box
or
is.
no?
Yeah.
No, it's like
I
it's
like
like
that.
it's look because I've had it both ways. My uncle's a realtor, so do I have a shot? Yeah, I don't like him. Cool, let's talk. Or no, he's my uncle. I can't do. Okay, cool, man. Anyway, thanks for coming. I'm here to answer any questions for you. I will give you my card, only because things happen, and you might decide not to marry your agent friend, and maybe I could be the next guy in line. It's possible.
Well, hey, I'll
Right?
take your card
Cool.
at least.
All right, thank you then.
See, he remembered.
It's the details.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Evo. All right. Now, how did that feel to everyone? Was that kind of natural? Was it
That was
contrived?
nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Easy.
Dean, what'd you think?
I thought it was great. Do I have a shot or not?
Like that.
Just, cut the bullshit and just
Ask what
Stated.
you know.
I agree.
So,
For sure.
okay, so remember like 7 or 8 minutes ago before Evo stood up, I said pretend like they're your friend, right? When your friend calls you and said, shit, I think I might be getting a divorce, are you like, oh, I'm so sorry? Or are you like, what the fuck happened? Tell me. that's how you treat this. This is your friend, and
Or
you
you
go,
say,
okay,
thank
well,
God.
right, or you say, wow, man, she was a
Where's
bitch,
the
I get it.
party?
You know, but this is kind of how you build that rapport of like, I'm serious, I am not going to BS you, and I'm already demonstrating that to you now. And you know, if I have a shot, great. If I don't, I fully understand, and thank you for coming. So was there some value, and was this beneficial to you guys? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Let's do another one. Let's do another situation.
Yeah, so like, what problems are you guys having this week on objections, you know, didn't get the listing presentation, they bailed on you, whatever you guys are having a problem with, let's talk about those, because I have my own problems, but you can't fix them. So, let's go with Jerry. Jerry, what have you having a problem with this week that we can talk about and help you with?
Jerry. Okay, Jerry's probably not paying attention.
Okay, JH, who's it?
Oh, that's Jim.
Oh, Jim, okay, Jim. Anything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I've been working with a neighbor on listing his house,
okay.
and, he wants to list it and his wife doesn't.
Okay, and have you asked him why his wife does not want to sell the house?
Yeah, she doesn't want to leave the neighborhood.
Got it.
They're retired,
Uh-huh,
and, he's older, he'd like to get out of the house, move to, you know, an independent living, and, she's not interested at this point. So, that's really nothing I can control, but, you know, I keep working with him on, you know, similar values,
Mhm.
homes, et cetera.
okay. So did he tell you she's not interested, or did she express that to you personally in a meeting or something?
Over a glass of wine, she expressed it to me.
Yeah, okay. And so when you asked her that question, she said, well, it's because I don't want to leave the area, I really like it here, et cetera, et cetera. Was her words?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Now, she's, you know, they're heading out for vacation, so it's an opportunity for them to come back in a month or two and decide what they want to do. So,
got it.
but, you know, to me, I'm backing away and giving them a little bit of time.
Yeah, I get that. So what was their initial motivation for thinking about moving? Was it making money? Was it different neighborhood? What was that?
No, I think, he's aging a bit, and, he'd like to, you know, just reduce his, the size of the home and ease up a bit and not have to maintain it. On her side, she's a younger woman, so, she's not ready to leave her friends and neighbors, and, move far away.
There it is, okay. Well, guess what, my friend? You gotta let that one go.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
keep in touch with them, obviously, keep in touch with them, because they'll come around at some point, but this is not a battle this is not a hill I would die on.
Right.
Yeah, I would just say, hey, man, I get it, wish them luck, and just keep up with them, and here's the one thing that I absolutely would do, is because they're your neighbor, I would just kind of, you know, every 3 weeks, every month, every 4 weeks or something, send them like a quick stat on the neighborhood, and that way they have an idea of A, what's going on, and B, it demonstrates to them that you're the expert, and it demonstrates to them that you care about them, because you're sharing this information with them.
Yeah.
And there's really no
And
benefit to you to do that.
I continue to send him updates on,
Okay.
homes, that are similar to his, with pricing and that kind of thing, and ideas the market continues to go up in value,
Right.
it might be a good opportunity for him.
Right. Yeah, because you know sometimes people say something, and in that moment, so every situation is just a snapshot in time. You know, like when my wife says, "Hey, let's go XYZ for dinner," and I'm like, "No, I don't really want that." But then the next night, I'm like, "Hey, why don't we go there?" Right? I mean, it's not like I hate the place or she's an idiot. I just don't want to go there today. It's a snapshot in time. So what I'm getting at is that for today or this week or this month, his wife is like, "No, I'm good here." But maybe as you continue on, and maybe 6 months from now, as the market continues to climb and their house has gone up $30,000-$40,000, that might be a motivator at that point for everyone to say, okay, now let's maybe look at this, and maybe there's a motivating factor involved for money, because who doesn't want to make money? Jacqueline doesn't want to make money.
So I have a question, and I
Ask
think
me.
probably a lot of newer agents are gonna run into this. So if you come to my house to list my house, and I tell you that I bought my house 5 years ago, and I'm at 3.125 interest rate, how are you gonna handle that objection to get them to sell when interest rates are 7.25?
Okay. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I walk in, you tell me this, and I go, okay, well, so let me ask you a question then, Jacqueline. So if you have such a great interest rate, tell me why that I'm even here.
My husband and I were wanting to invest in another property, so we were thinking and move to a different location. And you know, we have 3 kids, so we really wanted a 4-bedroom. So we're just kind of trying to think if we could find something out there.
Yeah, totally doable. But I will be honest and transparent with you, and I think you already know, you're a smart woman. We're not getting anywhere near 3.125. So if you can stomach 5.5, 5.75, that's doable. 100% doable. I did it all. I do it all day long. And I have this great lender. She's amazing. She handles all that stuff, and I mean, she's really good at what she does. So with that knowledge now, should we continue, or are you still kind of like, I don't know? You tell me.
Well, I think the one thing that I'm also worried about is prices are higher, and I'm worried that if I'm, if I wanted to stay within the same area, am I going to be able to find, am I going to be able to get qualified at the same amount with my income and a higher interest rate?
Correct. That's a very valid point, and the only thing I can even remotely come close to telling you on that is when you buy in a low market, when you sell in a low market, you're going to buy in a low market, right? So as a seller, you're not going to make as much money, but when you're selling in a high market, yeah, of course you're going to buy in a high market. I mean, what would be ideal is sell for 700 and then buy for 280. Well,
right.
That doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. So to answer your question, what we do, or not we, what Jacqueline does, and she's an expert at it, is that she will qualify you at the rate that is the market rate, but then we also do a couple of different programs. One is called the 2-1 buy down program, where it's like super low, I think 5 maybe for the first year, and then 6, and then whatever the current market rate is for the 3rd year. And how that works is that we're hoping, right? We're hoping and praying that the market will shift and that rates will come down and then you'll be able to refinance it. Now, in my opinion, it's a little bit risky and if you're gambling, you're on the right track. If you're not a gambler, the other best option is to do just a straight buy down. And what that means is that we ask the seller for a certain amount of money to get that rate, which I believe is at 7.1 to, let's say, maybe 5.75. And it could be anywhere from 2%, 2.5% to 3% of what the seller can contribute. And that'll buy your rate down and it'll be there all the time. It will not vary. So that's an option that I do with my purchasers quite a bit. And like I said, Jacqueline's an expert at it, so she knows how to do all that kind of stuff.
What is your thought process on, should we, if we consider this, would we put our house on the market today and try to find another house? Because what if we can't find another house and then we sell our current house?
Yeah, then you're gonna be homeless.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. Now, you and your husband have a house,
Yeah.
have a room in my home, but not your dog, so just
Because
FYI.
I guess where I'm coming with this is it seems like right now might be a great time to sell, but there's not a whole lot on the market. So
Correct.
my concern is, do we try to maybe look at options of doing a longer close of escrow, or do we possibly offer a lease back? Or
You
can they
can-
give us a lease back if we can't find something? Like, what's your thought on that?
So I'm not a huge fan of leasebacks, only because I think that it could potentially lead to problems not only for you as a homeowner, but also for the buyer. I've seen this happen, not a whole lot, but every once in a while. I don't want you to be that once in a while, where the buyer has now lived in the house for 30 days, and they're like, maybe we don't like it that much.
So I guess kind of what you're saying is, are you thinking that you would probably have us out looking for homes prior? Yeah.
Simultaneously.
So you would put it on the market and have us look.
Correct.
You wouldn't just have us go like maybe the first couple of weeks to see if we find anything and then put the house on the market? Just to,
To be real honest with you, I can do it however you want to do it, right? I'm here to work for you. So if you feel more comfortable waiting a week or 10 days and then looking first, that's okay. But keep in mind though, there's new inventory coming on every day and every week. So My fear and concern with doing something like that is that you don't find anything in that first week, and you're like, ugh, there's nothing out there. But week 2 is different. Week 3 is different.
Right.
So my ultimate advice to you, I think, Jacqueline, would be, let's put your house on the market, and I will make you a guarantee, a personal guarantee. No other agent will do this, but I will do it. Is that if you don't find something, okay, that's reasonable, then you can just take it off the market, and you don't owe me anything, you don't have to do anything, other than just send me some referrals because I did a great job for you.
Well, I mean, you were referred to me, and
Oh, that's right.
you just sold
That's
my client's house in 24 hours.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he
I'm
spoke
that
very high. Yeah, he spoke very highly of you. So I'm willing to invest and partner with you.
Well, thanks. So then you tell me which direction you want to go.
You need to call you need to give me Jacqueline's information.
Yeah,
so I can
let's-
speak
let's-
to her.
Let's do this. Today is Wednesday. Why don't you take the day to discuss it with Mr. Richards? And in the meantime, I'll have Jacqueline reach out to you today, and you guys can have that conversation of, do I do 2-1 buy down and gamble, or do I do a straight buy down and just leave it be? And you can have that money situation all settled, and then I will call you tomorrow morning at 10, and you tell me how you want to operate.
And then one other question, and
Sure.
then I'll let you go. Do you feel like we're still in a market if I have to sell my house to purchase another house and it's contingent? Do you still think that those offers are getting accepted, or do you think I need to, try to qualify or possibly rent? I shouldn't-
Well, the problem with renting is that no one's gonna do a short-term rental unless, if they wanna charge you like 3 times the rent, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, the minimum I've seen is like 6 months, and the average is 12-month rental. I'm not convinced you should rent for 6 to 12
I
months.
didn't mean to say rental.
That's okay. But you know what, no, that's a valid question, because Shane Perry actually asked me that.
Yeah.
Should we rent for 3 months? I'm like, no. So anyway, so I don't think that's a great idea. But to answer your question about contingencies, the answer is yes. Because inventory is low, not every home is selling that quick. It has to be a good product for the right price, in the right location, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the houses that still move. There's still houses that are on the market 30 days, 45 days, 100 days.
Right.
So with me, that's not gonna happen to you. But I think it's always a good idea to have that in place. And so, if you find something tomorrow, and your house hasn't sold, I would not be opposed to doing a contingent offer and explaining to the listing agent why it is and how we're structuring it and that kind of thing. And, I've done it a handful of times, and I think it's not a terrible idea. So if that's something that you're comfortable with, which it sounds like you are since
Yeah.
you brought it up, then let's definitely explore that option once we get there.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll call you tomorrow morning at 10. In the meantime, talk with hubby and talk with Jacqueline, and you guys straighten that piece out. In the meantime, if you have questions, call me, but I'll see you at 10 tomorrow.
All right. Thank
Cool.
you so much.
All right, have a
Appreciate
great
it.
day. See ya.
Bye.
All right. How was that for everybody else?
Good. One thing I want to point out too is I like that. Obviously, some of like the new people aren't gonna know a lot of that information to know what to say for that stuff. But
That's the next class.
Yeah.
I'm going over all that.
But what I would say
Yeah.
is find, even if you just write that stuff down, just knowing oh, you can do, for one, like I said, yeah, literally after this, we're gonna be doing a class about leveraging your lender and knowing the things that they know that you can and can't do. But giving them options, the biggest thing ever that how I would sell people, $10,000 worth of furniture in 20 minutes is I would give them some options on different what do you want to call them, packages or whatever. But just giving them some options and then letting them choose the best one as opposed to making it seem like, hey, you have to do it this way. They're going to become more agreeable to either doing it because now they're like, okay, well, if I have those 3 options, I could either do this, this, or this. Well, I'll do that one then because that sounds fine. Let's and maybe if they are more scared to list it, they're like, well, yeah, let's at least try to do it. Let's look for 10 days first and then list the house if we find something or so we know what's out there. And then you just have to kind of set very clear expectations that hey, new stuff's gonna pop all the time. Then you go back to that same conversation you just had again about hey, I remember how I told you it's gonna seem like there's nothing, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't list your house and still continue to look as new stuff comes up. So I think definitely adding in those other options, or at least presenting multiple avenues for them, you know, is a good way to get them to go, okay, yeah, that makes sense, let's do that.
Correct. Or I think the best option literally is just hire me as your coach. 'Cause I will go
Right,
with
yeah.
you. No, I will go with you to all these appointments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's part of my coaching program is when you have a listing and you're like, oh,
I don't know what to
I will
say.
go with you. Or, and when I have a listing presentation, because I'm still selling and buying, you guys come with me.
See, and I like that because.
And you get to
I-
see how I do it.
Right.
And then you can take notes, you're like, oh, wow, that was cool, or oh, that was shitty, I wouldn't do that. But that's okay, because this is for you to mold your own way into what feels best for you. We're all different people, we all have different methods. I'm just trying to teach you like the basics of asking questions. I ask her a lot of questions, but I know when to ask, and I know when to ask open-ended questions and closed-ended. Like, you know, how about if I call you tomorrow at 10? She's like, sure. I didn't give her an option on that, because that's why I'm gonna call her. But you talk to hubby, you talk to Jacqueline, then let me know. Open-ended, you do your thing, and then we'll reconvene on that later.
But I also think that I've been working with you for a while, so I know you're good at this, but he's not afraid to make a phone call if he doesn't know. You know, like, there's been several times that you've been in front of clients.
Oh, they're in my
Jacqueline,
car.
Yeah,
They're in my car.
yeah, and, you know, and I think that you don't, because the one thing that, especially being a newer agent, is you wanna stay in your lane. Like, I don't wanna teach you and train you, you don't need to do loans. You just need to know a little basics just to
Correct.
answer questions, because you focus on what you do and then I do what I do, and that's a really good thing that Faisal does is, you know, he'll like, hey, can you call me, like I'm with a client, you know, we just have like a quick question, and then it just kind of builds it for both of us.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, because
more of
then
a
it,
team.
well, then it demonstrates to the purchaser that A, we're not afraid to work,
Mm-hmm.
and B, we handle it as it comes. We don't wait till Monday, you know, and I'm showing houses on a Saturday. It's like, we gotta wait till Monday. It's like, no, I'm gonna call her right now.
Yeah.
And she answers the phone.
Plus too, I mean,
I-
especially for like your client, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna make a big difference as opposed to, I mean, no one knows everything, everybody knows that. And it just demonstrates the fact that not only that you are willing to go get help if you need it, but also too, that like, you have people that are able to answer questions if you do not know. And I mean, the big thing, like, especially like, I don't know most stuff, you know, so I'm like, when people ask me a question that I don't know, I just go, you know, that's a great question, you know, I wish I had the answer for you right now, but I don't, but I'll find out for you. And then, like, if I'm at an open house specifically, sometimes I may know the information, I don't give it to them because I want their info. So they'll ask me a question like, how old's the water heater? And I'm like, oh, you know, that's a great question. You know, it looks shiny. And then I'll be like, but, you know, I don't really know. But I was like, here, just do that. Just give me your phone number, and then I'll just shoot you a text, and I'll tell you how old it is. I don't
That's
remember.
great.
I was like, I don't know.
like that.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay, perfect. Or they'll ask me, like, are they willing to do X, Y, Z, you know?
Right.
And especially, too, because, I mean, for you guys especially, even me, I do a lot of open, I mostly do buyers. I don't really do listings that often. Like, this is one of the, like, first 3 or 4 listings I've done, so I'm like, not that many. So most things I don't know what they're talking about when they ask. So I normally do open houses for other agents. So that's like perfect because I always tell people, hey, I'm not the agent unfortunately on this one, so I don't actually know that. But I can see, you know, and find out, or, you know, because people will ask you questions like that, and you're like, how old's the AC unit? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was working. But, you know, and then so I'll just use that to be like, well, let me get your info and then I can find out for you. And then if you have any other questions too, you just text me. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
That's a great.
And then most of the
idea.
time you get their info, and then you just kind of keep talking to them after that.
Right.
Well, you're funny too. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you do a lot
Yeah.
of your stuff. Is he's fun. You know, he brings that funny personality
Yeah.
out too.
Well, so the purpose of this today is not to overwhelm you or to like fry your brain. It's literally just to demonstrate to you that there is a method, there's a way, and I'm here to teach it to you. Okay? So I don't expect you to remember most of this, but I'm just hoping that you guys pick up on a small nugget like the whole, do I have a shot at this? I think that
Yeah.
resonated with just about everybody. So if you could just remember that next time maybe you're talking to a buyer or a seller, and the seller says to you, you know what, my cousin's at Remax, and you know she said she'd do it for XYZ number of percent. And you go, cool, well, I have an answer for you, but do I want to go down that road with you, or are you pretty tied up with your cousin? Because if you are, I mean, I could just leave. I mean, essentially, do I have
I
a
mean,
shot
I'm
at
very similar to you. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, our opinion is probably different about why we do it, but for me, I don't care. I don't want to waste my time. So it's like, just tell me already whether or not. It's like I don't want to, not necessarily to find
I
out.
don't care. No,
You know,
that's how you build business.
No, I know,
Listen
no.
to it.
But I'm just saying. I'm saying the reason is different. For me, I'm like, I don't want to waste my time if I'm not going to be able. If I can't help you or you don't need me for something.
Right.
So let's find out now. So I
Right.
don't have to find out later.
Correct.
So for me, it's more just like I would rather just get it over with. For you, you're trying to do it in a different way, or the reasoning is different. But for me, I'm like, I want to get this over with, so I need to know if are you gonna do it or not? Because if you're not, then that's fine. I'll keep talking to you, and whatever you need. If you need something, let me know.
Yeah.
But I just need to know where I need to focus my effort.
Right.
So for me, that's kind of why I do it. But I think the biggest thing for me at least, is the biggest takeaway, and the biggest thing that I've seen so many salespeople struggle with is that they just don't ask enough questions. They kind of just sit there and then expect the client to just tell them everything, and the client doesn't even know what to tell you because they don't know anything about the process. So I mean, if you guys ask more questions and not just surface level questions oh, what color do you like? Well, what kind of house we got? Reasoning. They're reasoning behind the things that they're saying, and especially too if you don't understand something, because again I don't understand most things. I ask for clarification. What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of expensive. What do you mean by expensive? Well, I just think expensive as in the price is too high or it's not worth it.
Right.
Because those are two different things. The price is in you can't afford it or it's not worth it to you. So I like to you got to ask more involved questions that have more information in them because that doesn't really give you any information of being it's expensive. So, my expensive and your expensive are two different things.
Right.
So.